Meanwhile, in the Northwest Territories, there are almost 240 wildfires. The capital, Yellowknife, not quite a ghost town, but emptied of 19,000 people, 95% of its population. Thousands of evacuees either flying or driving to temporary shelters as far away as Calgary and Winnipeg. For more on this, we have reached the mayor of Yellowknife, Rebecca Alty. Mayor Alty, yesterday's noon evacuation deadline came and went. How close is Yellowknife to being fully evacuated at this point?
Very close, and I have to send a heartfelt thanks to residents for acting so promptly and swiftly. We anticipate about 1,600 people remain, and those are people who are non-essential. We also have essential staff that are remaining, of course, the firefighting crews, the emergency ops for the city. But we're really encouraging those last 1,600 people, please, the highway is open, get in your vehicle, head out. There's also flights today if you can't make the drive, if you don't have a vehicle, if you've got medical conditions. So really urging people to act now because we want to do this before there's a critical emergency. If there's an emergency, we really want to focus on the emergency at hand and not doing the emergency evacuation. So really encourage folks. I know it's really hard, but please pack your bags, head out.
You know, you mentioned 1,600 people still remain. What message do you want them to know about the urgency of this matter?
I think it can be a challenge. You know, yesterday here in Yellowknife, we had moments of sun. And if I looked out my window, I'd say, it's a regular August day. I'm not under threat. But the fire is approaching. We're working hard to stop it. But let's not get to a situation where we have to do that emergency evacuation. You know, the winds are forecasted to be gusting today. They're forecasting to be gusting towards Yellowknife. So we really want to make sure that folks are out and safe before. And the highway's open right now. For those in Yellowknife, you know that the fire is on that highway or around that highway. It will be smoky conditions, but the highway is open. There's not a risk of the fire right now. But again, situation can change. So really encourage folks to please leave.
Officials have said that the wildfire is expected to reach the outskirts of Yellowknife by the weekend. What's the latest update you can give us from the ground?
We have had some good news in that, you know, on Wednesday it was forecasted to move 5 kilometers. It only moved 1 kilometer closer. The conditions for the water bombers were good over the past few days, so the water bombers have been able to get up and do a lot of that defensive and offensive work and fighting the fires. So some good fire suppression has happened. But again, Mother Nature, you know, we look at the forecast and we weren't even forecasted to get rain last night, and we did, but we've been forecasted to get rain and we haven't. So Mother Nature is always difficult to predict, but you know, we're continuing to do everything in our power to get the protections in place.
What would you say your residents need the most right now in terms of support? Obviously, such a difficult time to have to just pick up and leave. What would you say they need the most?
Right now, you know, I'm sure residents would appreciate hearing from family and friends. It's a difficult time. It's a stressful time. Leaving your home, your belongings, you know, all those memories. So please reach out, give them a hand. A big thanks to all the communities across Alberta: Calgary, Fox Creek, Lac La Biche, Red Deer, Valley View, Whitecourt, Edmonton. Winnipeg's also now an evacuation center. Thanks to all the businesses. I was just seeing some footage of, you know, the kids getting to go to TELUS Science World for free. Really appreciate all those supports to families.
And how has the communication been between you and your provincial and federal counterparts? What have the conversations been at this point?
Yeah, we have our Territorial Emergency Management Committee that the city's an active participant, the federal government's through the military's active. So we're all working together through that Territorial Emergency Management Committee. And so really working together to fight the fires, to work on the evacuation. And then the next step is the reentry plan. That's not to say that we're there yet. However, the planning will begin so that when the time comes and it's safe to return, we'll be ready to implement it as soon as possible.
Well, Mayor Alty, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much for your time. We do hope that, we will be talking about reentry at some point for all of those residents who've had to leave. So thanks again. That's Mayor of Yellowknife, Rebecca Alty.